All right, welcome back everyone to That Variety Nerd. I'm Christina, and today we are diving back and finishing up this Chateau place, Del Sol Valley, Get Famous, Renovation. So in the last part, which was on Wednesday, we basically finished up the outline. Today we are working on furnishing everything, and yeah, as you can see, we eventually get rid of all those columns because they just did not work at all. So yeah, this one's gonna be a little bit of a longer episode slash longer video, but I think it all works. So yeah, right now we're just working on the exterior for right now, and then we eventually get into the interior, which is just as good, if not a little bit better. So yeah, I was like trying to make sure that everything sort of lined up okay in the front, but yeah. So I hope you all have been enjoying this and enjoying the face cam. Just because it's something different, I might start doing face cam more regularly. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Usually, I just look like just really angry and focused when I'm recording like that. But like now that we're just doing renovations a couple days a week, I figured it'd be fun just to give that little bit of interpersonal touch. I mean, I'm studying communication, so it sort of makes sense. Anyway, I really like these lounge chairs that came in the base game update, so you don't have to have island living for this. Oh Jesus, okay. I didn't expect it to be that dark. Like, here's the thing, I have my screen brightness up a little bit, just in general. I think I usually have it at like 20-30%. That way it's like I can see everything a little bit more, but now I'm like, oh god, it's still dark. So yeah, right now we're working on this balcony over here. This is more of the entertainment-y sort of area. This used to be like a pool area, but then I'm like, no, we're not having two pools. Like, we're extra, but we're not that extra. So, and again, like, it makes sense. Imagine having like a barbecue out here for crying out loud. Like, let's be real. Having a barbecue out here would be pretty awesome. And so I want it to be more like an entertainment sort of area where you could just have your friends, maybe some skill building stuff, and just sort of go from there. And I really like those slates, but then I realized, oh crap, I'd have to do that throughout the whole entire house. And that just, it was not happening. So, yeah, I really hope you all are enjoying this so far, especially the face cam as well. Do you let me know? I actually. Okay, my door just opened by itself. I'm halfway concerned here. I don't know if I just didn't close it the entire way or what, but yeah. So again, all this furnishing, well, the video for this is like 22 minutes, and then with the screenshots, I think it's like 23. So pretty much, yeah, I've just been enjoying the crap out of this. And we're finally getting to the interior. So these screenshots, from the first floor, they were actually in the last video. And so in this video, we're only focusing on the second and third floor with the screenshots, so just as sort of a disclaimer there. But yeah, I really just liked how this whole I just love how this whole place turned out, to be honest. And honestly, again, I only use base game, get famous, and laundry day stuff. Even with laundry day stuff, I only use a few things. So if you don't have laundry day stuff, like it's fine. You can just, I think it's only like a couple of tables and of course the laundry stuff. But I wanted it to be like modern to keep it sort of tied in with the rest of just like the original sort of house. But also I wanted it to be just very just chill too. Like I didn't want it to be just this huge monstrosity of a house, but I wanted it to be kind of cozy, but also like modern at the same time. Like you could tell a celebrity sort of lives here, someone that has the money to do it, but also very just feels like an actual home. Because sometimes I look at all the like expensive houses, like sometimes I will go through them, like not just in like the game itself, but like sometimes on the gallery or whatever, and I'm just like, y'all, this is just so extra right now. Like I can't. And so I wanted to kind of find the balance of like modern and cozy and also kind of homey at the same time. And I think I've achieved that. I mean, each of the bedrooms has like a different sort of palette too. Except for I think the master, I tend to go with more grays and blacks in there as well. But I think that fits the overall aesthetic of the house too. But yeah, I wanted this kitchen to be a little bit extra, so I enjoyed making this kitchen in general. So again, we don't have double door fridges, so that's why there's like two refrigerators, but I think it makes sense in this case. I did a little bit of a small pantry almost over there, but I wanted to include like one of those round tables in general, and I think it tied in really well. Just because I wanted to have some extra seating and stuff. Like I envisioned this sort of like rich family that just likes to entertain a lot, and that was sort of the aesthetic I was going for. I also do a little bit of a half wall action because there's some nice little half wall sort of trims that come with. I think it's just the one trim or maybe a couple of different trims. There's like a few trims that come in with the Get Famous pack, and I wanted to kind of utilize that. So yeah, the kitchen's not like super huge or anything, but I think it works. There's two stoves because again we don't have like a double stove or anything like that. I want to include a little bit of an island too, just so that way like you can display your food and have everything be like easy to pick up. So yeah, this is the part where I just say screw this with all the like with all the columns. I kept this in here because I thought it was really funny, just like the way that I was like going. Also, it's kind of weird because like an OBS is like you get like two screens at the same time. You get like the preview screen and then like what you basically will see after. It's kind of weird, and so I'm like watching like two different screens, and I'm just like, what? Oh yeah, and yes, I am wearing the same exact shirt from the last video, but I do have a different drink, water, because I don't remember the last time it was not 90 degrees here. I think it was probably like last week or something like that, but it's been like 90 plus degrees. Like we have, well, at the time of like me recording this face cam and all that, like we're under what they call like a phase 1 heat warning or something locally, which is kind of weird. But like basically it's just like if you are in the sensitive population, like people that might have like COPD or like breathing difficulties, like do not go outside. And I'm like, well, like I can't deal. My body is not equipped to handle like extreme heat. Like I'm from the Midwest here, people. Like I'm trying. I'm getting better at adapting, but nonetheless, just the whole thing's kind of a mess. But yeah, I like this little trim that came with Get Famous. Yeah, it's just the one trim. The other two are from Dine Out. That I have on here. And also I wanted to keep this, but I couldn't figure out like the spacing for this, and it was just getting on my nerves. And I was like, what do I put underneath here? So I ended up going with these cabinets underneath here because I think that it made a little bit of sense to include those. And it makes it look kind of cool too. So I ended up just doing that as kind of, it just pained me to do that. So yeah, now we're just furnishing up everything at this point. I really just, in general, I just really like how this whole house turned out. Like I would probably play in this house, even though I hate doing multi-story houses. Like if you see my off-screen gameplay, like I literally just do single, maybe two-story houses with a basement at most. But for the most part, I'm usually in like, say, my Shuno or Sulani or in Del Sol Valley. I'm usually in one of those three neighborhoods. Sometimes Strangerville as well. Also, I really hope you all are enjoying the origin stories for my city living moving on up challenge let's play. I want to do something a little bit different, but I also want to make sure that I covered Strangerville because I know like the game itself it's like almost 5 months old, but I want to do something a little bit different, and I figured like what better way than to do something a little bit different, but also go into some origin stories. So yeah, it's all underneath the same playlist. So basically everything's sort of like in chronological order too. So there's that. And then that way, I just really like how all my Let's Plays are turning out, and I'm just kind of stoked about that. So yeah, this little area, I again just wanted to keep it very simple, very sparse. And this particular area, I was like trying to figure out like what to do, so I just went with something a little bit bright. I think the bathrooms are all sort of similar in general. But I went ahead and did some like kind of like wood tones there just to do something a little bit different and to change up the flooring. Because if you just do marble everywhere, like y'all, that is just, it's just not a safe thing. Oh yeah, so here's where we have the main laundry sort of area over here as well. But if you don't have laundry day stuff, like again, there's like only one or two other things I use other than the laundry stuff. And that's about it. Otherwise, I'm like, you know what? Forget about it. Just like, yeah, so I only include like a handful of items from laundry day, mostly the hampers and the actual laundry stuff. So that way you all can like do whatever you want and sort of hang out from there. I don't understand why it's called, I don't understand still why it's not underneath plumbing and why it's underneath indoor activities, but it's fine. So yeah, I went ahead, I moved that door over, and that way we can include, this is like living room area number one of like two or three, I think. So I wanted to do something on this floor, just as sort of like an entertainment-y area. That way if you just have like friends or something over, or you don't want to like go up and down a whole lot of steps, everything that you basically need minus a bedroom is like on this floor. Want to do some laundry but don't want to walk up and down everywhere, then sure. But yeah, this furnishing I had to do in like multiple sittings just because like, oh my god. Like, oh my god. Just, I had to just do it in multiple sittings because like I was getting impatient. The whole furnishing part of this took me like 2 hours. And like I was watching my wrestling at the time, I was watching like wrestling documentaries, like pretty much whenever I'm recording stuff, I usually have wrestling on in the background. Like When I was on stream on Tuesday, I was watching like SummerSlam, like I was watching SummerSlams 1995 and 1996. So yeah, I've been pretty much watching all the SummerSlams. I don't know how far I'm going to be at this point on Saturday because I'm recording this on Wednesday. I can't predict the future. I just know that it's too darn hot to go anywhere. So that's pretty much it. But I like how the schedule is for right now. Because it's just very chill. That way we also get to do a little bit more long form videos for the Let's Plays, and that way I get to hang out with everyone a little bit more. So, yeah. And again, I stream on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I had to think for a second on that. But I sometimes sneak on during the week, usually like on Tuesday or something like that, if it's like just too hot to go anywhere. Like when I basically was recording this, which was like on Monday actually, it was like late Monday night into like Tuesday. Like I don't think I finished this until like 1, 2 o'clock. I finished this at like 1 o'clock on the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday on Tuesday morning. So I started this renovation like around 9 o'clock on Monday night while I was in the middle of watching my wrestling. And so I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to be watching a 3 hour wrestling show, like, this isn't going to take me that long. Then I took a break for about an hour to watch, like, a documentary, and then I was like, okay, we need to finish this. So yeah, what you're seeing right now is like the condensed version of this. So we're about halfway through the furnishing of this, and this is sort of like an office sort of area. So the second floor is kind of like a guest area, more entertainment sort of spaces as well. And yeah, again, I only use a handful of laundry day items, like just decor. That rug also came with laundry day. I just felt like it just fit in really well with just everything. And so I want to include some posters, a little bit of just chill, very seating area. So this is kind of like a home studio almost, I would argue, very much like a studio, just something very just chill. That way you could have a space to kind of create things in. I wish I had a second room just so that way I could have it as like a gaming room or something like that. But you know, like it happens, right? Right. Oh yeah, also today, which again I'm recording this face cam part on Wednesday, they announced the Nintendo Slim or something like that. Like basically it's the Nintendo Switch, but you don't get like the output for your TV. So I'm like, well, how does that work then? Like what if some people want to do that? But yeah, that's gonna be on my list at some point to get. But I'm thinking like with all the new consoles and just it's gonna be 2020 next year, like maybe I should invest in like a 4K TV first and foremost, if we're going to be doing all these different Ks and just, yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, this is the guest room that's on this floor. Again, that way, if you have a friend or something over, if you have like someone that's moving in temporarily, or you can turn this into a space for like grandma or something. I don't know. But I wanted to just include like a little space, just like its own little bedroom and all that stuff. So yeah, these two spaces are going to be bathrooms and walk-in closets. And I do that for every other room, or at least 2 out of the 3 bedrooms, because I give the master bedroom obviously the biggest bathroom, and I give them their own laundry sort of thing. So that way, if they're just like, let's just do laundry from upstairs, that way they can just read a book, get some chess in, build up their skills while the laundry is going. And I think that makes sense. So yeah, this space I was having a hard time with because I'm like I want them to be sort of like the same size, but I also don't want them to be the same size. So yeah, I just include these little racks. I give this space a little bit more of a bigger bathroom as well, just because it made a little bit more sense to me. If everyone's got the same sort of walk-in closet sort of thing going on, then it's fine. And then right here, I'm just like trying to figure out like where should I put all these different counters and just the whole thing. I was just trying to figure it out. So yeah, so what happens here is that I just sort of go for it. I'm like, you know what? We're just going to include like these smaller sort of corner counter things, which to me, those are my favorite countertops in the game. Just because of that, it's pretty versatile, it's pretty chill. But yeah, so right in this room, I think we go for like a red or something like that, if I remember correctly. We do some sort of a red color. Pretty positive this is the red room. Not to be confused with the 50 Shades of Grey one. I swear to God, we are a family-friendly stream. We really are. I just happen to have the occasional reference that's not family-friendly. But yeah, this is the sort of red and black sort of room, which, you know, homage to my, you know, undergrad alma mater up at Cincinnati. I always like the color red just in general. It's just a very, it kind of it reminds me of like just courage and just it's very calming, but also like it's a weird color, but I'm all for it. So yeah, I'm just trying to find the right rug to use at this point. I'm like trying out all these different rugs, and that one just it fit the bill. So there's that. But yeah, I really like how this space turned out, and I also made sure that the two upstairs bedrooms also had their own little private-ish balconies. So that way it gave them a little bit more incentive and all that stuff. I go back downstairs over here just so that way I could really flesh out this office a little bit more. And that way it's more of, again, just a very much like a studio maker space. So yeah, that was kind of the vibe I was going for. Just sort of more of a maker space and just sort of a space where you could just come out and like create stuff. And that was sort of the vibe I was going for here. And then the master bedroom, I just sort of almost gave up, but I also realized I needed to like fill in these spaces. I get rid of those things too. So this is like more of a theater-y sort of space up here because you have the biggest TV in the house just right upstairs. So yeah, we do. I treated this kind of like more like an entertainment center as well. As you can see, I'm like going back and forth with the cheats just to make sure that everything's working. So yeah, I just in general I really like how this space turned out, especially like this little area. You get all these nice comfy couches, these really luxurious looking couches, and you can see and keep track of the price. It gets to be roughly about $100,000. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite spaces just right in this corner. So at first I was like, let's do like this gym downstairs, and then I thought, okay, well that's dumb. I eventually added a home gym and then like an outdoor gym as well. So there's like two gyms in this house. It's very extra, and I think this is where I end up going with the gym. I was just gonna have I have yeah, so I sort of adjust the layout just a little bit more in this video, but it's mostly furnishing. So do with that information what you will. So yeah, the TV just randomly got moved somehow. I don't know how that happened either. So I do just like a very simple, just sort of gym area downstairs, or inside rather. That way, if it's like raining or anything, if you have seasons installed, like it's pretty chill, very sparse. And I'm just trying to fit in everything at this point. That's just sort of what was happening. And so what I did here was that I pretty much moved everything over like by a couple of spaces, like as much as I could. And there comes the helicopter. Go save some people's lives, helicopter! So, like, I always mention this in my videos, but I live, like, literally, like, next to, like, 4 hospitals. It's kind of entertaining. So that's why I'm like, go save some lives! It's usually, like, a lifeline helicopter or something, so yeah. Again, in this room, we just sort of went with this, like, very just chill sort of gym. Lots of grays, lots of blues, and then we also include, like, an exterior gym, so that way it kind of divides up the private balconies a little bit. And yeah, that's basically what we did. So right now we're into the master bedroom a little bit more. We, of course, change everything just a little bit. I think, yeah, I was going to say, pretty positive we have a walk-in closet here as well. They get the most luxurious walk-in closet because obviously it's the master bedroom. So yeah, this is kind of almost right at the end. I'm like trying to think. I have it like marked on like, timestamp 22 minutes, like 16 seconds, something like that. To where I'm like, okay, that's how long this is going to be. So we got another like 4 to 5 minutes. And again, I tend to take frequent breaks when I'm like doing these things because I'm like, I get distracted easily. Stay hydrated, kids. It's too hot to go anywhere. But yeah, I want to just include like little different sort of items in the bathroom, give them a tub, shower, and their own. And this is very extra, but it's a very extra house. I wanted to go ahead and just give them their own sort of stacking washer and dryer in their own room. Because why not? Like, life's too short. And so I wanted to just do something very simple like that. I eventually changed these. Yeah, I changed these sort of like just to just a dark sort of gray and black area. If it's the overall aesthetic of the house, I think. But we just do something a little bit different. We give them like this just extra as crap bed, I think. No, we give them like a decent bed. Like, not like the most extra sort of bed, but we give them a decent little bed. So, yeah, I think that we're almost in furnishing this house. I'm like trying to think, because I think we do the exterior last. Because just we mostly just include some seating, like more lounge chairs and all that stuff. But yeah, I wanted to just make it a little bit more just very chill that way. Like, because it's the master bedroom, you gotta have a little bit of stuff going on in here. And so I'm like, we're gonna have some skill building stuff in here. But we're also gonna make it just very chill, just in general. And that's sort of just the vibe I was going for. Let's keep it very sparse, very chill, but also somewhat like modern as well. because that's like, again, the overall aesthetic of the house. So I just move everything over by like a little bit, just because to me that makes a little bit more sense. I moved everything over like as far as I could just to sort of make this work. And to me, it made sense to include a little couch and like love seat sort of area, just because again, it is the well, master bathroom makes sense too, but master bedroom. So yeah, it's an extra house, but I really like how this turned out because sometimes you see like these really ritzy sort of houses, and like these are sort of the builds that I dread doing and renovations I dread doing because like I've never lived in one of these sort of big houses. Many of us haven't. And so it's sort of like, okay, well, I just got to keep in mind, like, okay, lifestyles of the rich and famous. Got it. And so, yeah, this is the part where we actually include an outdoor gym area and just focus on just putting in a couple of lawn chairs just because you want to give some sort of like just because it makes sense to me. So yeah, we eventually just put in a couple of lawn chairs. We also get the gym more outside, so we separate everything off a little bit more. So that way, you still get this privacy of the balconies, but like it's more separated out if that makes any sense at all. And I just go with all these like crazy lights just to sort of make it work. So yeah, again, I really hope that you enjoyed this renovation. I know this was like a lot, but yeah, I really enjoyed this one, even if it kind of drove me up a wall. I literally walked around my apartment and I was like, oh god, I quit, like afterwards, because like I don't like doing these big lots. I'm very much like, alright, tiny homes, apartments, like starter home sort of lots, like just very small lots in general. These 64 by 64 lots, I don't know how y'all renovate these things on a regular basis, but you get brownie points from me just because of that, because just I can't. I think this is the very last spot that we end up renovating, so get excited about that. So yeah, I want to include like a little bit of a seating area just because it's like when you get in from the pool, like you want to just kind of relax a little bit and just sort of chill by the fireplace just to warm up a little bit. So yeah, actually no, this is my favorite little spot, which is right at the very end here. It's kind of hard to see because of just like it's dark, but we include this little piano area, and just I love this area, and it's like the first screenshot that you'll see, so get excited about that. And we're actually about to dive into the screenshots, I believe, right about now, so get excited everyone. Alright, and so we are into the screenshots as we speak, and I just really love how this turned out. And as you can see, there's a lot of different flavors in this house, but it all sort of ties in all together, and especially once you see the outdoor shots, I think it'll really stand out. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Hope you all have enjoyed this video, and I will see you all later. Bye everyone!